Welcome to WRTR Real Talk Radio. The views and opinions expressed in this podcast are those of the hosts and guests
and do not necessarily reflect the views of any affiliated organizations or institutions. This podcast is intended for informational and entertainment purposes only and should not be considered legal, financial, or professional advice.
While we strive to provide accurate and up-to-date information, we make no representations or warranties of any kind, express or implied, about the completeness, accuracy, reliability, or availability with respect to the podcast or the information, products, services, or related graphics contained in the podcast.
Any reliance you place on such information is strictly at your own risk. In no event will we be liable for any loss or damage, including, without limitation, indirect or consequential loss or damage, or any loss or damage whatsoever arising from loss of data or profits arising out of or in connection with the use of this podcast.
By listening to WRTR Real Talk Radio, you acknowledge that you understand this disclaimer and agree to its terms. Enjoy the show.
WRTR Real Talk Radio. Featured guest DJs, original shows, music news, the hottest DJs from around the world.
Welcoming y'all to a new week here at WRTR Real Talk Radio. What did you do, Miss Lyric?
What's going on, my guest?
You know how it goes. I'm gonna start off the show by saying R.I.P. Thump.
Yes.
Of Timeless Vision Band. You texted me, and I think someone mentioned it on social media. I think I saw something on TikTok, but yeah, that's crazy. Like, I think we met Thump. Well, I met Thump through Timeless Vision Band, the same place I met you, like, what, 13 years ago? Damn.
Yep.
Damn. That definitely sucks and is a bummer to start off with, but, let's start off with a letter. You want to?
Sure. Let's do it.
It says, "Hey, Marcus and Lyric, what's good? I wanted to reach out and show some love to the WRTR Real Talk Radio podcast. Y'all keep it real, and I appreciate how you dive into culture with the nice things. Okay, but I gotta be honest. I've noticed the shift lately. I miss hearing y'all highlight local rappers and independent artists like you used to. Those moments were so inspiring for me and my friends. They gave us hope and a platform to dream bigger. I know you always have dope conversations, but I can't help to feel that there are so many talented up-and-coming artists out here just waiting for a chance to shine. So I'm curious, what's the reason behind this change? I still rock with the podcast, but I'd love to see more support of the lesser-known talent that's out here grinding every day. Thanks for taking the time to read my letter. If you do, keep doing your thing, and I hope to hear back from you. Respect, Jay." Oh my God, you got Dr. Evil Fingers. What's going on?
I changed my background to a brick world just now.
I saw.
You niggas don't know how to be on time. Okay? That's why. I would love for us to be able to interview artists. I would love for us to be able to feature them again. But guess what? There has been, which I don't see as the behind the scenes stuff.
Yeah.
Marcus
like
is
Herbert
very professional.
Emma?
And keeps up with stuff very well as far as communicating with these artists and telling them times and dates of when we're going to do a podcast, even when we were doing it live. You niggas are unprofessional. I'm just going to make it plain. You niggas do not know how to show up on time. Then you have to bring an entourage of 15 people, and we're letting you know we have a small space.
Oh my God, I forgot about that. Niggas would legit show up in troves. They would come, it'd be like 4 or 5 people and shit. I'm like, what is all? And then all of them smoked. So then they coming in your space stinking. They smell like weed and balls. And it was just bad.
It's too much.
Okay, here's the thing. For me, with the artists, for one, I have to realize certain things that a lot of you niggas haven't. For one, I am 45 years old, or about to be 45 years old. A lot of you aspiring artists, and this isn't to take a dig at anyone's dreams, because you know that I am a fan for people's dreams. But what I have noticed and what I see discussed much less is when those dreams should then pivot like your age has. Because a lot of you niggas is 50 plus still out here hitting these indie artist joints, and there's nothing wrong with that. But you talking about, like, in the shit that you rap about, you rapping around about young niggas shit. Why am I going to promote that shit? And then another thing about it that a lot of y'all are trying to do, a lot of y'all aren't artists. You just want to be famous. That is your aim. My thing has always been about art. I appreciate art. I love going to museums. I love going to live shows. I am best friends with a recording artist because I love live shows. Lyric does this. So for a lot of you, it's less about the talent. It's less about the lyrics. It's like, the job is words, and a lot of y'all can't even have conversations. But that aside, it's you wanting to be famous. That is what you want. You want to be, oh, well, you know, I was on this, that, third. And it's less about your creativity. It's less about your art. And I believe that at 45 years old, I'm in a different space to where I can look at shit outside now and go, you know what? Do I really want to highlight that? So, I mean, if you, Jay, want to kick us your music and be on some real shit and talk about some real shit, then I'm all about having you artists on the show again. But if you come talking about young nigga shit, how you didn't spit in this bitch face and pissed in her booty hole or something, like, if you doing that dumb shit, then I don't want it. I don't want it. I don't. So hopefully that answers your question.
And you know what? You guys got to realize we're getting older and wiser, and with that comes elevation. We're not always going to remain the same podcast that you're used to. You have to have some type of growth.
Mm-hmm.
So realize that. Okay?
Right.
And I'm too grown to be listening to booty hole music. I'm so sorry about it. There are other platforms that will still promote that are local to you. Find those.
Booty hole music.
Those. If that's
you know what? And when you talk about music and when you think about the music industry, you just look at where shit is. Like, shit isn't where it used to be for us musically. Think about, like, the artists and stuff that we grew up with. Like, for example, I'll bring this up later, but Nelly and Ashanti. Like, you look at Nelly and how he's fallen off with that Trump bullshit. You look at Snoop, how he fell off with that. Like, the music industry doesn't even feel the same to me anymore.
It's not.
It's just like, and you know, you look at this shit on a weekly basis. You watch these stories unfold, and if it ain't really B or Kendrick, I ain't really bumping them like that, because them the only niggas, like, in my opinion, lately that have been consistent.
You want to know why it is? The
Class?
latest
I got a whole lot of reasons.
No. The latest trend that I've noticed, and I'll say even over the past 5 years, is it has become less about the artistry, less about the music, less about the talent, and has crossed over into a more popularity contest.
Yes. Niggas just want to be famous. They want to be... That's what they want.
Right. If you have 500,000 followers to 1 million followers, and you have someone who you know is a producer and can auto-tune the fuck out of your shit, you can get on. If you have some Dr. Seuss type of lyrics that people can easily catch on to,
or chat GBT them joints, because I've seen niggas doing that shit too.
That too. On something that you think that will be a hit on TikTok that people can make dances to, you're in.
You
It's
are.
that easy.
Mhm.
And it sucks for people who take this real seriously, like myself and other artists around this area.
Yeah, and you guys put a lot into your work. You practice on a regular, like you don't just show up, rock back and forth while you do a rhyme, sag your pants, and then walk off like you got mud butt. Like you don't do that. You actually put on a performance. You interact with the audience, things like that. It's just like with that bullshit Lil Wayne was talking about, bad that Kendrick Lamar got the Super Bowl and he didn't. I went back and I watched Lil Wayne perform. Have you ever watched his live performances?
I've opened up for him before.
And he's boring. I'm sorry. In my opinion, he is boring.
He didn't
Maybe not. But over the years, that has become the standard. So when you talk about art, when you talk about platforming people, like those are the people that I want to amplify. Like I want to be in them circles. I'm trying to get closer to them kind of niggas that are really serious about their art.
Yeah.
That went away that I didn't want it to, but it's fine.
Well, hope that answers your question, Jay.
It's fine. What's your mood looking like this week, Mama? You had a show yesterday. How'd it go?
I did. It went great. I can't really complain. We, of course, dedicated the show to them.
Aww.
And it turned out good. You know, I can't complain. It was fun. But I was tired. So by the time I got home, I had enough energy to put some food on my stomach and take my black ass to sleep. And
I'm man said, tell you, hey.
Okay, hey.
Yeah, I went and met him for drinks last night. Let me say this. Okay. Okay.
Where my beignets at is what I want to know.
He promised you that?
No.
Oh. I mean, you have to be very...
I take that back because the last time he went, I said, next time you go, bring me back some of them beignets.
You have to be very clear with Tigger Man. Like, when you say that you want something specifically, you have to literally tell him, Tigger Man, I want this. And he'll get it. Like, he's the kindest person in the world, but he'll get it. But you have to tell him. Like, you can't be vague. You can't hint at it. You can't, maybe mention it in passing. You have to tell him directly.
I definitely say it. I probably should have mentioned it when he was there, but...
Well, I met him last night for drinks, and, we went out to the same bar that I used to go to with my ex. Now, let me tell you how my night went. So I'm there, and I get there a little bit early because, Tigger Man's punctual, so I try to be a little bit early. So I'm there. Less than 5 minutes of me sitting there, my ex walks in.
Ciao.
And that was fine, but, we were chill. Like, I went over, I spoke, and then I came on back over and waited for Tigger Man. Well, this is where shit gets awkward. So then one of our mutual friends that, knew us through the duration of our relationship was there. And this isn't a dig at him or anything. But the more I go out, the more I'm reminded of why I don't. And the reason was, so we're sitting there and, he sits next to me and he's like, I don't understand why people got to be extra. Like, if you see somebody out and then they're not with the person that they were before, like, first off, you already knew that. But even if you didn't and there was question, he did ask. And so he was like, are y'all together? I was like, no. So then people get drinks in them, and then it has to be this whole extra performance. Oh my God, I was always your friend. I mean, I was cordial and stuff. And I mean, like, a part of me can appreciate that, but then another part of me is like, but why did that need to be said?
Right.
You get it? Like, why are we having that conversation?
Why do we need to revisit something that I didn't ask you to open up?
Sometimes people break up because they're supposed to.
Right.
It doesn't mean that there's any beef. It doesn't mean that there's any drama. Sometimes people just need to break up.
Period.
And the fact that so many of y'all tried, I don't even know if you try to turn it messy or if you are just looking for something messy to be messy about, but I'm not that type of person. I've never been. Aside from maybe one, I don't have any exes that hate me because I don't keep a whole lot of drama, and I'm very clear and concise with what I want and what I'm not gonna deal with.
Always have been. Even with your friendships, you've just always been very direct in what your expectations are and everything else.
Yeah, I mean, transparency is it, but just the whole drama and I was like, again, I guess I respect the fact that, like, I guess there's a certain warmth about, you know, being that friend that people want to be around. Like, I can appreciate that, but at the same time, like, if you see niggas out and they not together no more, don't make that shit weird for them. It's already weird,
right, and uncomfortable.
It is. And I mean, I could have went other places, but I chose to stay there. But it's just, even in that space, it was, I don't know, whatever.
It comes from people not having any couth about certain things.
Maybe.
Like some people, it's already in them. They just know it's common sense. And then other people, they just, you know, don't know how to conduct themselves in certain situations.
That's true. All right, let's talk about some black folks. Who you want to be like when you grow up?
Let's see. I have one, and I also have an honorable mention.
Work.
Now, let's see. My first one, I hope I'm not stealing this from you. But my first one is Texas Democrat Nicole Collier.
No, but I was definitely thinking of her, though.
I knew you would.
You know I was. I was going to say it, but go ahead.
All right. So,
she said absolutely not.
I chose her because she said
absolutely not.
Absolutely not. I'm not going. Not only am I not leaving, I'm not signing shit. Fuck out my face. Okay?
Sure did.
Matter of fact, I'm spending the night.
Absolutely, she did.
With my bonnet on and my sleep mask.
She is.
So she slept in the House floor overnight in protest of the GOP requiring that officials sign a permission slip and receive police escorts to leave.
Imagine that.
Baby, she stood on business.
She did. And in a way, a lot of y'all aren't. But, I mean, and doesn't it always... Why is it always a black woman that's got to step up and be like, absolutely not? Where the rest of y'all? Like, where's the line? Because a whole lot of other Democrats signed that little dumbass permission slip.
Yeah. But unfortunately, they still ended up passing it without her vote. But that just goes to show you, all it takes is one.
It does.
All it takes is one.
It does. And it's more often than not a black woman. But we'll talk about these black brothers when I grow up. I want to be like the visionaries behind Black and Bold, the first black-owned, nationally distributed coffee brand, which is now expanding its reach to Costco stores. So, you know, I'm an avid coffee drinker now. You know, I have a cup of coffee every day. Like,
that's right.
I really want to get into, like, as I've been reading more about the coffee industry and shit, it's really fascinating. Like, it's a money maker. Think of how feral white folks get when they don't have their coffee.
I know how I am without my Red Bull, so I can only know.
I mean,
I got
so this brand not only specializes in exceptional coffee, but it also embodies a strong commitment to social responsibility that by donating 5% of its profits to initiatives that support youth education and workforce development. This brand was founded by Pernell Caesar and Rod Johnson. So shout outs to those brothers. Black and Bold, spelled BLK. Black and Bold stands as a testament to entrepreneurship and community upliftment in the coffee industry. And as a daily coffee drinker myself, like I said, this resonates. Their expansion into a major retailer like Costco, yo, that's a crucial step. Like Costco, your shit's getting out there. So shout outs to those brothers.
Okay.
Again, Blacks. This brand is called Black and Bold, BLK and Bold. So if you see it on the shelves, throw it in your shopping cart and buy Black, because that's what we do.
Absolutely. All right. So my honorable mention. I may be a little late on this matter, but better late than never.
Did you change the background again?
I sure did. I'm in the studio now because I'm about to record some hot shit. Because they want to hear some hot shit. Okay?
Sure.
All right. So this happened back in 2020 or 2021. However, this is still going on. A Caucasian man.
Oh, you lost me
there.
there.
Hey, no.
Okay.
A Caucasian man named Pete Cadence is a serial entrepreneur and dedicated philanthropist who currently serves as the chairman of Cadence Family Foundation and the Hope Foundation for Toledo, Ohio.
Okay.
Why I want to give him an honorable mention is because he is a multi-million-dollar man who went to a predominantly Black, but it's also mixed culture and races high school, who that area has really suffered economically for years. So what he did was he went in there. They had like a little pep rally going on.
Okay.
And they let him speak. At the end of his speech, for over 108 rising seniors, he said, I am going to pay for each of you seniors for your full ride to college.
What? Okay, yeah, definitely honorable mention.
Not only that, it gets better because I was a little teary-eyed because this got me. Not only that, because he wants to help this area grow. He said, not only are you going to college, but one of your parents, I am also going to pay for a 4-year.
What? I'm gonna make your mama not dumb no more. Good. Yay. I like that.
I said, baby, that's the way to do it. That's the way to give back. That's the way to be an ally. I love it. I love it. And so I wanted to see, where he stood and if he, kept his word. So I did my research. He absolutely has kept his word. He has kept his word because we're going into we're in 2025 now. Some of them are finishing, and he paid for those schoolings. So
wow.
Yep, I'd love to hear it. Love to hear it. Love to see it.
All right, I'll allow it. Because you tried it. Want to be like white people who? Okay.
I said honorable mention.
I get it. That's fine.
You know
ready
what?
to answer?
You know what? I said that because somebody made a comment to me who is of the Caucasian tone. And they said,
you hurt their pee-pee?
They love that we uplift our own people and our culture, but sometimes it would be nice to hear every so often of our allies who really are about that for us to get some recognition too.
Okay, well, okay.
So there you go. Okay,
that's
something. Side.
That's one opinion. Okay. Anyway, you ready to answer some letters?
I am.
All right. If it were lyric, up next.
The more honest you are with yourself, the more sensitive you become to not only the dishonesty in others, but to the delay in how honest they can be with themselves and with you. You somatically register this before your mind has a chance to name it. Your body aches, it tightens, you mysteriously get ill, oftentimes under the weight of what's not being said. This is what energetic irresponsibility looks like in connection with someone. It forces your body to carry what they are unwilling to see, accept, and name. When they finally confess or clarify, the words don't soothe you because the timing is what's frustrating. In other words, if the truth shows up late, your body has already absorbed the distortion, calibrated the aches and the pains, carried the illness. The real labor happened in your nervous system while you were holding the space for the truth to be met in your timing. It's like the sharper your inner clarity is, the more jarring the external distortion feels. And charm, appeal, good intentions are not always clean. Binary thinking can distort the best of intentions, twisting them into avoidance, dishonesty, projecting, and delays. Awareness and clarity and drawing a line in the sand to protect your truth and the precision of that is essential here. And this is not just to dismiss or survive the interactions here. It's to manage them without abandoning yourself. Your sensitivity in this process is not a burden. It's a truth sharpener. The collective nervous system is reaching its limit with the dishonesty, and it's getting twice as hard to delay in being honest now. This is not the season to play around with your clarity and your honesty. And for those that are latching on to other people's clarity and honesty and not taking responsibility for yours, that ain't the kind of fire you want to play with.
Maybe not what you should do, but definitely she would if it were Lyric.
What's going on, y'all? It's your girl Lyric, and I'm back with my segment, If It Were Lyric, where I talk about your relationships, situationships, and friendships, and I give my 2 cents about it. Why? Because you asked. Okay? If you want to keep sending your advice questions, please continue to do so by sending them to my email at lyricbravado@gmail.com. Now let's get into the tea.
Okay, so I pulled 2 of them this week, but I mean, I guess you can pick one if you want. One of them's disgusting. It's about laundry, and then the other one's juicy. It's about trauma.
Let's get to the juicy one.
All right. Dear Lyric, I hope you're doing well. I've been listening to WRTR for a few years now, and I always appreciate nice things. Your perspective has helped. Okay, more nice things. I recently got married, and during a cozy pillow talk session with my husband, we were discussing some of our mutual friends. We'll call them Jamie and Alex. They've been trying to start a family, which is exciting for them, but then my husband revealed something that's been weighing heavily on my mind. Alex told him that he had a vasectomy years ago, and Jamie doesn't know about it. Yet they're supposedly still trying to have a baby. Sorry, I'm still getting over this cold. This has put me in a really weird space. I care about both Jamie and Alex, and I can't help but feel uneasy knowing that there's a significant truth being hidden. If it were you, would you say something to Jamie, or would you keep this information to yourself? I want to be supportive and respectful of their relationship, but I also believe in the importance of honesty, especially when it comes to such a big life decision. Thank you for any advice you can offer. I really appreciate your time and wisdom. Love, Dirty Secrets.
Baby, that is heavy. That is heavy. That is heavy. That is heavy. Now, let me tell you one thing. What I've learned is married people, you gotta stay the fuck out their business to a certain degree. Now, let me tell you something. If you're asked, drop some hints. Okay?
Yes.
Drop some hints. Don't go telling, because you're gonna mess up the relationship between your husband and her husband. You're gonna mess up some stuff, but drop some hints so she get to thinking about some shit and she do her own research and comes to her own conclusion.
And you gonna mess up your shit with your husband because now he gonna be side-eyeing anything that he want to tell you.
Yep. You gonna break the trust. Girl, don't do it. Don't do it. But drop
No.
hint.
What do you mean drop hint? Hold on.
So if she
hold on, it just went left.
So if she comes to you and she's like, I don't know what it is. We've been trying for this amount of time and this, that, and the third. Then this is your time to shine. You'd be like, have you ever thought about, each of you seeing a doctor, maybe seeing if there's an issue with maybe his reproductive organs or your reproductive, and go to that doctor's appointment.
What do you mean go to it?
You gonna find all the tea. You gonna find all the tea. I'm talking about the wife. The wife go to your husband's doctor's appointment with him. You're gonna find all the tea, because guess what? This is a medical record. It's in all the medical records. That's not something that you can just seal. And most married people go to each other's doctor's appointmps together.
That's fucked. That is
stuff like that.
That is such a fuckboy move, though. Like, if you have a woman and why not just say, you know what, I can't, or why even put on the show that you're trying to do it and then you just can't get it? Because that woman really wants to have a baby.
Look. She ain't asked all that. I can't speak. I can't speak why he did what he did.
Grimy.
One thing. That's what you do. You drop hints. You say things to get her mind thinking, so it's not like you. So in a way, you're helping, but you're also staying out of it, and you're not compromising this trust between you and your husband or her and your husband. Remain neutral, but drop some hints along the way. Little breadcrumbs like Hansel and Gretel.
That's so messy.
I mean, you asking what I would do?
No, it's fine. I believe it.
I'm not going to get in nobody's business, but if I'm asked, I'm not going to lie.
Amen.
I'm not going to reveal because it's not my truth to tell, but I will drop some breadcrumbs along the way. Okay. Anyway, next, let's see. Now, this one comes from a woman who wants to remain anonymous.
Oh, Lord. Here we go.
All right. It says, Dear Lyric, my husband brought up divorce during an argument, and I agreed. We do need one. Then you turned saying that he'd unalive himself if I left him. Is this manipulation? I don't want to leave and then he does something to himself, but I don't want to stay because I am so unhappy. What should I do? Okay. Molly, you in danger, girl.
Yeah. Listen, I'm glad you said it.
Because one thing about it, it's definitely manipulation. Like what? You'd unalive yourself. Like, I've researched some stats after getting this letter, and it's crazy the amount of times that the person who says they're going to unalive themselves turn and unalive the said spouse.
Or you could just call the people. Call them people.
Girl.
If you are a danger to yourself and possibly others, make that call. And then when they haul his suicidal ass off, and that's not a dig because people deal with mental health and struggles, but if it's manipulative, it's bad. If it's not manipulative, it's bad. Just call the people.
All across the board.
Call the people. Wow.
I would definitely be quietly planning my exit, because you never know. Like you said, he could be standing on business with that, or he could be just saying that as a way to keep you around. I would rather be safer than sorry. because people's mental health, especially these days, with all that's going on, you never know. So, do what you got to do for you to be safe, and that's what I suggest.
Did you want to hear this letter from this mama about the laundry?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. Subject: laundry drama in the house. I hope this letter finds you all in good spirits and ready for a laugh. I'm reaching out for some advice and maybe a little sympathy as I navigate the ups and downs of blending my life with my man and my two little ones, Zoe and Jamal, both 6. Well, one of them's 6 and one of them's 4. All right. So picture this: I'm juggling work, the kids, and trying to keep our home together when I decide to do a little laundry. As a proud mama, I usually wash my clothes and the kids' clothes together. But when I got to my husband's pile, I had to make a tough call. You see, my dear boo has been known to have some questionable stains in his drawers. You know what I'm talking about.
End up here. I knew it.
I couldn't bear the thought of those little doo-doo stains mingling with my precious baby's clothes, so I did what any logical mama would do, and I washed his clothes separately. Now, you would think that I had declared war on his wardrobe. When he found out our living room turned into a battlefield, he was all like, "Why are you washing my clothes separately? You think I'm dirty?" And I'm standing there, hands on my hips and ready to defend my honor, saying, "It's not that I think you're dirty. It's just that I don't want your lack of cleanliness ruining the good vibes of my kids' fresh laundry." I swear the way he was looking at me, you'd think I'd committed a cardinal sin. There I was, screaming about cleanliness and doo-doo stains, while Joey and Jamal were wide-eyed, wondering if their mom had just lost their mind. It was a classic case that you can take the man out of the bachelor pad, but you can't take the bachelor pad out of the man. Needless to say, the argument ended with me in stitches and him sulking about his separate but equal laundry situation. Now I'm left wondering, do I navigate this delicate balance of love and laundry without causing an all-out war? Should I let the man should I let his clothes be washed with the kids and just chalk it up as everything being cleaned at once? Or do I keep my laundry fortress intact? Help a sister out. What's a girl to do when love meets laundry? Much love and laughter. Signed, a conflicted mama.
People really... First of all, I don't see nothing wrong with separating
doo-doo stains from your baby's clothes. Yeah,
it's not even just doo-doo stains. Like, men and women and kids sometimes have different fabrics that they wear that needs to be separated. Also, there's an issue with certain laundry detergent. Some people's skins are more sensitive, like mine. I can't use anything other than Gain, or I will break out.
Okay.
If somebody brings in a totally different, like Tide or anything like that, I will not be able to use that. I can't wash my clothes with it. I will break out.
Gotcha.
What's the problem?
Well, he said he wants his clothes to be washed with everybody else's.
Who cares? You got somebody willing to wash your stinking ass doo-doo stained drawers, and you're not doing it. I wouldn't be complaining about shit. Who cares if everything's not being washed together? Be grateful that you have someone willing to do that for you.
Yeah, because the moment I see that you got mud butt, you have to get the fuck out. You got to go. I don't care. Mud butt in my American washer? Absolutely not.
It don't make no sense. It don't make no sense. And another thing, I don't want to wash my clothes with my teenage boy and my grown kids' clothes.
Right.
Y'all be outside all day. I don't want, no. I want to wash my clothes separately. I have that right. Period. I don't want my stuff washed with everybody else's. So what? That's not a crime. It's not. He needs to relax and be grateful that somebody is washing his undergarments, and that's one less task that he has to do.
Wow. Okay. Well.
And that's how I feel about that. If y'all want to continue to send me your advice, questions, and stories and have me discuss them and give my 2 cents about them, please do so by sending them to my Gmail at lyricbravado@gmail.com. And until then, I'll catch you next time.
All right, so it's time to troll the timeline. I hope you got your bad shoes on because there's a lot of shit to step in. All right, up next.
We have some news right now. One of the reasons Donald Trump says he wants to end Russia's illegal invasion of Ukraine is because he wants to try to get to heaven. A real quote from him this morning. He appeared on Fox and Friends, and he said that, quote, "I want to try and get to heaven if possible. I'm hearing I'm not doing well. I didn't really hit the bottom of the totem pole, but if I can get to heaven, this will be one of the reasons." Now, Donald Trump also, during that same conversation with Fox and Friends, proceeded to blame Ukraine for partially starting this war, even though Russia is the aggressor here, and Russia was the one that launched the armed conflict back first in 2014, and then once again in 2022, in February of 2022, with the full-scale invasion. I do think that it was interesting that Donald Trump joked about his self-awareness, that he may be near at the bottom of the totem pole, or that he's not necessarily getting to heaven just yet. In any event, spread the word so more people know. I'll do a full breakdown on my Substack, linked in bio, so subscribe for free. And as always, follow along to stay up to date on all the news you need to know about. More to come soon.
The president's congestive heart failure is getting worse. I'm a home health physical therapist with a doctorate in my field. I see congestive heart failure patients on a daily basis. The reason I know that he has congestive heart failure is because of the swelling in his feet and ankles. And the reason I know it's getting worse is because he's sitting behind the desk on camera now. He lashed out against MSNBC for giving him hash about his ankles. This is how we know that something is true, because it gets to Trump. Remember recently where he was talking about going to heaven for some fucking reason? He says, people said I'm not doing very well. I don't think he's talking about the media. I think he's talking about the doctors who are treating him. The only reason his health has been maintained at all is because he has the privilege of getting IV diuretics, spironolactone, Lasix, Bumex, something like that. That's why his hands have been bruised and covered with makeup. Badly, I might add. We know that it's getting worse because he knows he cannot hide the degree of swelling. That's why he's sitting behind the desk. Oh, he also has chronic kidney disease, which is also contributing to the swelling in the feet and ankles. I can't tell you how many times I have seen a patient in their home because they were hospitalized for AKI, or acute kidney injury. And the kidney injury was caused by nephrotoxic medications, namely diuretics, spironolactone, Bumex, Lasix. The president is definitely getting sicker, and we know he's not going to change his diet because he's such a fucking idiot. I think he's going to be around for 6 to 8 months tops. Thank you for your attention to this matter.
Time to troll.
We're back, so let's get into this mess. You want to go first or me?
You go ahead.
All right, so I was looking on TooFab because, I wanted to get away from the TMZ segment. So I went on over to TooFab, and I saw this headline. Nurse whose husband allegedly walked in on her having sex with her teen stepson accepts a plea deal. Baby. Wait. That headline. Nurse.
Run it back.
Nurse whose husband allegedly walked in on her having sex with her teen stepson accepts a plea deal. Oh yeah, it's raining. It's raining pedos in white America, baby. Yeah. So, okay. Let me just read this. In his statement, the teen referred to the situation as, quote, fucked up, as he details how a night of video games, vaping, and horror movies allegedly led to him having sex with his stepmother before his dad caught them in the act.
This sounds like a bad porn, but go ahead.
The Florida woman accused of having sex, Florida, where you was.
Oh, gosh.
By the way, how was your trip? Your birthday trip?
Fun.
Good.
My feet hurt like shit.
Good. Well, not to fear, but the triple fear. The Florida woman accused of having sex with her teenage stepson before her husband walked in on them has taken a plea deal in the case. 35-year-old Alexis Vaughn Yates was arrested in November 2024 over an incident from July that same year after her husband allegedly caught her having sex with his then 15-year-old son, her stepson. Yates reportedly pleaded not guilty to a charge of sexual battery on a person 12 to 18 years of age back in December. This week, however, she pleaded no contest to a charge of lewd and battery of a lesser charge. Per prosecutors, according to Court TV, the family's victim is on board with the plea, as the teen now won't have to testify. They reportedly feared testifying would affect his ongoing mental health treatment. So the judge in the case reportedly pointed out the agreement was a, quote, significant downward departure from sentencing guidelines, as she will now serve 2 years in the Department of Corrections before 10 years of community service and sex offender probation.
Wow. That's
you
crazy.
Really can get away with whatever the fuck if you white. Mm-hmm. So if y'all want us to, well, there you go. There's some good things about white people. Yeah, you can be a big old pedo and still beat the system. So y'all feel better now?
I can't.
Just saying.
Speaking of mental health, Lil Nas X hospitalized following an early morning incident in Los Angeles. Lil Nas X roaming an LA street nearly naked at 4 a.m. hospitalized for possible OD early Thursday morning.
Not naked.
Dressed in only underwear and cowboy boots.
Stop.
He pointed towards a passing vehicle's camera, muttered something about heading to a party, and even placed an orange traffic cone on his head.
Wow.
According to LAPD officers, when they arrived, they encountered him still in the street, and he allegedly charged towards the officers while being subdued and placed in handcuffs. Paramedics on the scene were told it may be a possible overdose, where he was then transported to a nearby hospital for treatment.
Oh, I hate to hear that.
So now, an update. He has since then been arrested and is facing battery charges for allegedly assaulting a police officer.
Wow. You know what? I hate to hear that because I know that he's had a rough go at it, especially, I mean, he became the poster child for gay. Of course, that made him a target. It's okay. Y'all, again, just illustrating how society creates. Oh, wow. Is that the video? I can't see it because of your background.
Daggone it. Hold on. I just had.
Oh, yeah. Oh, and he was sashaying too. Work. Work.
That's the part I was laughing at because I said this motherfucker is working the highway.
He was giving runway. Do you hear me? He was giving runway. I mean, God. But you know what? That is, like I said, this is just another example because he's
baby the wall. Get into the wall. Get into the wall.
Mental health is real. God. All right. Speaking of downward spirals, Drake expands lawsuit directly naming several UMG execs. Now, have you heard this? Okay, so I know you've already heard about the lawsuit that he's got going on with this whole Not Like Us Kendrick Lamar thing.
Drake?
I mean,
I don't be listening to any of that shit. I
don't
particularly like Drake.
Well, neither do I. But here's the thing. And you know what? I used to like Drake's music, but I've never really caped for Drake.
Right.
And the more that, like, that whole beef back and forth with them, where it was clearly lined out, like, Kendrick did a very good job illustrating how Drake comes in to different spaces, meets different artists and stuff, steals their shit, steals their swag, goes out and just, creates an image. And it goes back to what I was saying at the beginning of the show, where you have a lot of people that just want to be famous. They just want to be liked. And it's less about the art. And in the lyrics are not like us. He goes, "You're not a colleague. You're a fucking colonizer. Like, you come in and you steal. You're a culture vulture. That's what you are." And these lawsuits illustrate exactly what he's talking about, because that is some Caucasian shit there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm just going to sue you. I can't get my way. So I'm going to sue you and everybody that had a hand and make it not like us popular, talking about, oh, well, y'all boosted it up and made it something it wasn't. Kendrick got Artist of the Year. Kendrick got a Super Bowl performance, all off of talking shit about you in a rap battle that you started.
Mm-hmm.
That man, Kendrick, minds his business. He stays to himself. And you went over there fucking with him. That's what you did. And then you lost the rap battle. And instead of just saying, you know what, he won. Instead of just saying that little Homer Simpson meme where he just kind of blend back into the bush, instead of doing that, your ass then decides that you gonna sue everybody and then some. This is stupid. You lost the rap battle, and nothing you do in court is going to change that fact. Move on, you weirdo. God. What else you got?
Well,
I got one more. So go ahead. You.
I had two more. Well, speaking of art, I know all of you have been obsessed
With what?
with the song Boots on the Ground.
Oh, I do.
I
Like that
have
song.
had festivals, family reunions,
Oh, I'm not doing all
parties
that.
based
Wow,
on this song where I performed that one. I've had to sing the song for a go.
you played the go-go version of Boots on the Ground?
I did. I sure did.
I have
It
to hear it.
It was lit.
Have to
It
hear
was
it.
lit. Well, fans of the song are going to be very excited.
Okay.
And this is going to extend this well into the autumn season. Fantasia is
It's going to be on Boots on the Ground?
on the remix.
What?
Baby, that song is going to be fire.
I
Fire.
know that's right.
Fire. She gonna add so much more soul. I can't wait. Yep.
Fantasia, she good for kicking them boots off.
Okay.
I want to see it. I want to be there.
Video. They need to make a video. That's gonna be dope.
Well, speaking of videos, well, at least one missing. Ghislaine Maxwell, she said, "No way, Epstein killed himself." Yeah, according to TMZ, Ghislaine Maxwell don't believe her pedo boo killed himself in jail. I'm gonna turn this down because I don't want it playing, but it says Ghislaine Maxwell is among the scores of people who think there's no way in hell her former boss Jeffrey Epstein killed himself in jail, and she has a theory of who may have done it. Again, this is according to TMZ. Here's the deal. On Friday, the Justice Department released a transcript of the interview Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche recently conducted with Maxwell, and she straight up asked her opinion on his 2019 death. Maxwell says she doesn't buy the official manner of his death as a suicide, but she also says she was not killed. That he was not killed to keep quiet about his powerful friends and the dirt accused the child sex offender may have had on him. So, that whole story, the fact that, do you believe it? Do you believe that he killed himself, or do you believe that was not?
First of all, I I don't do the
I do.
Fake news stuff. I research. Research and I tap in, and it's already been said. First of all, this stuff is not new. They literally put the truth in front of you. Whether you want to reach out and grab it and know for yourself, that's on you. But it has already been said that a guard who worked there wrote that, because they have to write in what goes on in the day-to-day. They literally have to. That's their job.
Right.
A guard that was there that night that he allegedly offed himself also said that a mysterious van pulled up that was unmarked, that was not supposed to be there, was not registered to be there, came that night. A man came into the cell and made sure he was kind of out of the view of the camera so you couldn't see his face. And the man was escorted out, allegedly, to the nurse's station. But he was never doctored into the nurse's station. And then you see that van pull off. So what do you think? I don't understand. People are stupid. 2 + 2 will always equal 4.
Well, sometimes it's like 3, maybe.
No, it's never. It's 4.
I mean, these people believe it.
If this man is a billionaire, he owns an island. He has resources. He has information about the wealthy in the United States and probably global leaders as well, who have been to this island where illegal activities have happened. What makes you think in your mind that he said, you know what, fuck this life, I'm going to kill myself? No. He's out of jail and he's hidden somewhere where nobody will ever know he is at. His estate that is handling his affairs. Who do you think it is?
Well, we'll get more into the Epstein files during Real Talk, but you got another one?
Let's see. Why are people so mad about Cracker Barrel changing their logo?
I thought you were going. Oh, I thought you were saving that for the Wi Files, but no, I did see that. Ooh,
no, this
White
is
people
for
are
the
mad.
This is for the timeline. People are so mad, in fact, that Donald Trump Jr. has something to say.
Of course,
tweeting, "What
because
the
nobody
fuck
cares.
is wrong with at Cracker Barrel?" Governor Newsom also said, "What is wrong with Cracker Barrel? Keep your beautiful logo. The new one looks like cheap Velveeta cheese from Walmart. The place for groceries, an old-fashioned term. Fix it ASAP."
Can I just say,
woke is dead, he said.
What?
Thank you for your attention to this matter. Imagine that. Y'all so mad that they changed their racist ass logo after 30-something, 40-something years, and y'all mad about it.
Can I just say, I love Gavin Newsom and the fact that he be trolling the Republicans the way that the Republicans be trolling everybody else. But he also gets his points across. But yeah, he's hilarious online.
Another one. Make Cracker Barrel great again.
Bye. Goodbye.
Yep. Go woke, go broke is all in Cracker Barrel's IG comment section.
Go woke, go broke. Have you seen the farmers? Cause they was real woke over there, and now them bitches is drying up. Them farmers don't know what to do because they don't have staff. What's going on? Did they went woke, and it seemed. What is that? Oh, I do see the new logo. Yeah.
This ain't the new one, but this is just someone making a newer logo.
Wow.
In response to all the bullshit that has been said, release the files.
Not the Cracker Barrel logo saying release the files.
Bitch. Not worried about everything else, but
these goddamn files. Exactly.
Okay. Distractions.
Yeah. You got anything else?
No, that's about it.
All right. Well, up next on Unseasoned Behavior, I'm talking about the Smithsonians. We'll be right back.
Okay.
So Nicole Collier, she's the one that they're trying to break in the Texas house. And instead of folding, she said, bet, I'm going to just sleep here. Republicans came up with this little stunt called a permission slip. Like, you literally had to sign your name just to walk out of the chamber. And if you did, boom, state troopers following you like you're under house arrest or something. Like, is this probation or politics? And most Democrats actually went along because they didn't want any more smoke. But Collier, she said, no, I'm not giving you the satisfaction. So she stayed on the floor with the blanket. Well, she's not on the floor, but she's in a chair on the floor. You get what I'm saying? In 2025, in America, this is happening. And she's broadcasting the entire thing because if she didn't, we would have no idea. And don't get it twisted, this isn't about one lawmaker. This is a test run. They're showing us exactly how they plan to treat us when we demand rights. Surveillance, confinement, calling it procedure when it's really punishment. And she called it what it is, political imprisonment. So yeah, she turned the Texas house into a protest site for refusing to be walked out like a suspect. And the fact that this is what democracy looks like right now. Permission slips and escorts? What the fuck? Big ups to her. This is dope. And I love it.
Marcus has your glimpse into a world without seasoning.
All right, let's welcome you to this week's Unseasoned Behavior. Now, have you heard, Lyric? Have you heard current administration and the conversation around the whole Smithsonian Museums and the woke content?
Yep.
Okay, so for those of you that may have not heard, which I don't know how, but if you haven't, the current administration is attacking the museums, particularly the Smithsonian Museums, for their, quote, woke content. Article that I read in the Washington Post reveals the complexities of how museums such as the Smithsonian are perceived in the current socio-political climate. The focus on Black history within these institutions offers a vital platform to reflect on the historical injustices faced by Black individuals over the past 400 years. Now, the conversation has been where white people are trying to spin the narrative, or Republicans, this administration rather, is trying to spin this narrative that, oh, well, the Smithsonian, they depict white people as so horrible, and you know, it makes us feel bad when we go to these museums and we see that all of the historical injustices that we've done as a people.
Mm-hmm.
Well, my conversation then becomes, well, what did you think the history was? Like, I don't get that. Like, okay, there is probably a conversation to be had about the way that history is taught so that certain individuals, namely, you know, Caucasian, are not picking up those ideologies and like wearing them themselves. We're not saying that you, individual person, is responsible for those 400 years slavery and the ongoing race. We're not saying that you as an individual are responsible for that. What we're saying is that the people that came before you, this is what happened. And I don't know why, like, again, maybe a conversation needs to be had about the way that it can be taught to where people aren't, you know, I guess feeling bad, quote unquote, about it. But history is just that. It's history. I don't know what the fuck this whole, and maybe it's another distraction, I'm sure it is, but just the fact that these conversations are allowed to continue. Like, you're not debating your perspective about anything. This is shit that literally happened. Go ahead.
We already know what it is. The reason why he doesn't want to talk about slavery is because when you eliminate slavery, you eliminate all the accomplishments that Black people has done to contribute to this country that white people had no way on hell contributing to.
That they just came in and colonized.
Right. That would mean you would have to take away are acknowledgments, and change history. That's what it's about to me. Let's keep it plain. It's about him trying to change history and erase what has been done to
But
Black
that's
people.
never going to
Period.
like. It's not going to happen. It's stupid to think that it would. You walking around, storming around, trying to erase history is not going to change it. If anything, it's doubling down on all the shit that y'all trying to hide. You're doing it out loud in our face. So what you think the people that, I mean, in this particular movement, we can just say that everything that we've been through, we're still going through. You're still taking us through it. And then y'all want to write in the Black podcast talking about why don't we highlight Black people? I mean, white people. Shut up.
It starts in little microaggressions, though. We can't say that it's impossible to be done, because we've seen in other countries that they've had this type of regime where you only are able to look at what they approve of and what they will allow. And that is what Donald Trump is trying to do to the United States. He's trying to be a dictator. So it starts small. If you've noticed over the years, his first term, what did he try to do? He tried to block out certain books that were allowed in schools. He tried to ban certain things from kids being able to learn about. It starts there. And if people weren't paying attention to it then, people not going to pay attention to the shit that he's doing now.
That reminds me of this article that at Uppity Black Woman on Blue Sky skeeted out. Apparently there were some parents that complained about an offensive book. So the principal read it to the entire school. Now, this book was being taught in this is according to Upworthy.com. Let's see. A St. Louis elementary school complained in a Facebook group about a book that was read to her 7-year-old. The parent wrote, quote, "Anyone else check out the read aloud book on Canvas for 2nd grade today? Ron's Big Mission was the book that was read out loud to my 7-year-old. I caught this after she watched it because I was watching with my 3rd grader. I have called my daughter's school. Parents, we have to preview what we're letting the kids see on there." Now, the actual book, the book in question, Ron's Big Mission, it highlights a true story from the childhood of a Challenger astronaut, Ron McNair, who experienced discrimination as a child in South Carolina because he was Black in 1959. That is the stories. These are the stories that y'all are offended and trying to erase. Why? This is his uphill battle. Again, you need to, are you upset that you also can identify with some of the ideals depicted by some of these horrible people in the past? Because if so, you might need to unpack that there, sweetie.
Mm-hmm.
You might need to. Or is it something like, I don't get this whole conversation surrounded by this erasure of history and this censure of history, because you are doing the thing that you say that you're not. They're trying to spin this narrative like, oh, well, we don't do that anymore and there is no race, everybody is the human race. Well, first off, we know that that's not true. Secondly, you're demonstrating that it's not true. But even more, it's just the fact that we are having these conversations. This is it's so frustrating. I stumble over my words because this is the stupidest shit I've ever seen in my life.
Of course.
You're doing the very shit that you're trying to erase that you did before. That's dumb. That's like the okay. So anyways, that's unseasoned behavior. Up next, Wi-Fi.
It's never the ones who actually lived it who have the most to say. It's usually the ones who feel exposed. The ones who hear a truth that hits too close and they start projecting instead of processing. The ones who treat pain like a personality. The ones who think history is a shield. And what's most confusing? How brainwashed some of you are to believe that just because someone doesn't share your skin pigment, they can't have the same experience. As if reality only counts when it looks like yours. And every time a video is posted, you reach for slavery, systemic, or the not all of us. But never once do you reach inward. But I forgot, if the message isn't packaged in a poetic pain for a march-worthy struggle, it won't be received. But yet, when it's packaged as entertainment, you show up faithfully. You'll binge power and quote every Tyler Perry monologue. The type who would stay silent when their uncle hurt people, but would find themselves loud in my comment section. But won't face the truth that the wound wasn't passed down, it was passed around. But I know you'll be under the next video trying to debate me from a place of misunderstanding, armed with confidence, lacking comprehension.
Why do you have roaches?
The why file.
Why do my children hate me?
On WRTR Real Talk Radio.
Why did my vagina burn?
The truth is out there.
You said DC looks wild.
DC looks crazy.
I can imagine.
I've seen so many pictures and videos of what's going on, and it literally looks like a war zone.
Have you had to go to DC?
I have not, because I'm staying my black ass
Listen,
out of where
I've been right over here in Baltimore. I'm not doing it.
And I'm so thankful they were nowhere near where I was yesterday, because I don't like that type of stuff. My anxiety is bad enough, and I don't need to be seeing that type of shit. Like,
no, I feel you.
I
feel you. All right, y'all explaining. Go ahead.
But yeah, I just feel for the people that are there, because what he has done is he has allowed them to do basically whatever the fuck they want. There's no going back and saying, I have these rights and this, that, and the third. Like, they're not fucking around with people. You get in these people's face, they will shoot you.
Well,
so be very careful.
Yeah, DC. Like, I mean, that ain't to say bow down to this motherfucker either. Definitely resist, but keep your head on the swivel. All right, let's see. Y-Files, explaining the unexplained. We're answering why. It's the questions you want to know by taking your skeets over at Blue Sky at WRTR Radio. And we take your emails at WRTRradio@gmail.com, which is apparently y'all's preferred method. So these are the Y-Files. The truth is out there. What you got?
Let's see. My why comes from me. Duh. Okay, so my why comes from, why is Target's CEO just now stepping down from the declining sales and the DEI backlash?
I mean, we can show you better than we can tell you.
Because what you thought?
We can show you better than we can tell you. So everybody was talking about it. Does it's a powerful thing. The black dollar is powerful, and y'all, we are the biggest consumers. Y'all keep forgetting. And you imagine biting the hand that feeds you.
Imagine that.
All right, this why comes from me. I know. I'm just stepping out. I'm just showing out this week. All right. Why are y'all bad friends, you and Tigger Man, for not telling me that there's a Nelly and Ashanti reality show happening on Peacock? Why is this happening? Have you seen this?
No.
Okay. Have you even seen the previews?
I've seen what's
you knew it existed
on TV, yes, but honestly, I'm not that interested.
Well, neither am I, because Nelly, like I said, after that whole Trump shit, I never shall. But I just need to know why it's happening. First off, like, isn't the show called We Belong Together or some shit?
Yeah, and it's
but you don't. I don't feel like you do. That was my number one turn off of it.
Well, people have been invested in their relationship since they spun the block and went back to each other during COVID when they were doing those what you call them things?
Oh, you talking about
the verses?
The verses. Yep.
So during one of them shows, she was, I think it was her, either him or her, were battling somebody, and he was there. He's seen her, and one thing led to another, and they rekindled their romance, and then they've been together ever since.
Do you think it's love? Do you think it's love, or do you think
They
it's
got
like a PR
married.
thing?
So
No,
I-
I'm
it's
saying,
just-
but do you really
it's
think
not
it's
that
love? You don't?
I'm no, I don't think it's fake, is what I meant.
Oh, okay.
People, and it's so funny because it's true, but people have compared his pictures and videos and how he has been with her versus how he has been with his previous girl who he was with for like years.
Okay.
That nigga, you can literally see each and every one of his teeth in his mouth. He smiles so much when he's with her. He's genuinely happy, and that type of stuff you cannot fake for any camera. You can tell that he really he fucked up, and he's happy that he got her back.
Okay. It's got to be love.
I don't think it's a publicity stunt because they were together for a long time. I don't know what happened to cause their breakup. It was probably cheating. I don't know. I'm just speculating, allegedly.
Right.
But they were able to, forgive and move forward and rekindle, and they got married, and now they have a baby. So
yeah, I would be interested in seeing, what the baby looks like. But other than that, I'm pretty much tapped out, and it's got to be love, especially on her part, because after them dick pics leaked, brother ain't working with a lot, so it's got to be love. Just saying.
I never even heard that.
IMO, in my opinion.
That's crazy.
Just saying. Anyway, so that wraps it up for this week's Why Files. Always answering why for you on the socials. Up next, watch this with me. We'll be right back.
See, this is why playing along and taking the knee and going along and appeasing doesn't work. Never works. After the police chief of Washington, D.C. issued an executive order commanding the Metro Police to cooperate with federal officers, i.e. ICE, in detentions, including at traffic stops, including giving the names to ICE of people who are not even in detention. Issuing that order, per the mayor, in an interview that I did with her tonight on the State of the People Power Tour, because they had no choice, because DC is not a state, and they have this thing called no home rule, right, where essentially they are a product of the federal government. They're not a real state. They're a sort of duchy of the federal government. I call it a colony and a nation. So to her, to be fair, they're saying they had no choice but to comply. But she issued a pretty aggressive order saying, oh, no, we're going to comply. We're going to pick up ICE agents, take them around, and be with them when they're raiding folks in the district. Here is Trump's response. Bondi, the Attorney General, has now ordered the mayor of D.C. to recognize the head of the DEA as the top of the food chain and in the chain of command over the police chief. I wonder why Trump would want the head of the DEA and not the police chief. I'm a noodle on it. I'm sure I'll figure it out. Donald Trump is literally having racist Tourette's because he's so freaked out about the Epstein files and he can't suppress it among his own base. So instead of just releasing the files, he's decided to invade every black-run city and trigger every racist MAGA in the country by having the military, the National Guard, and federalized police and feds raid any city with a black mayor. Los Angeles, Oakland, Chicago, Washington, D.C., and I'm sure he'll get to Birmingham, Atlanta, and Baltimore. It's called Black Panic And it always works on MAGA because they're so racist. So he's trying to trigger a race panic about black-run cities to distract from the Epstein files. So if you comply with him, police chief, that won't stop him and appease him. It'll just trigger his racist Tourette's, and he'll just try to replace you with yet another white guy. Compliance does not work on autocrats. Only fighting them does. Think about it and stop complying.
And now, say what? News to make you nauseous on WRTR Real Talk Radio. Let's go.
So instead of news to make you nauseous, we're going to instead do Watch This With Me. So, watch this with me.
Are you a gay person? Okay. And that's perfectly fine. I'm an ally. But here's the thing. If, for whatever reason, the Supreme Court decides to give a little bit of energy to disregarding same-sex marriages, then I need everyone on their Zoom. I need Tinder, Grindr. I need all of the gays and the lesbians to come forward and invoke your First Amendment. I know no one cares about amendments right now or our rights, but you're right. You have the right to expose everyone, all of the meetups, secret meetups, when the RNC was, I heard Grindr was crashing. Okay. If you didn't sign an NDA, it's time to play. Okay? And I will be here. I will be set, waiting, so that I can report breaking good news. If you want to send it to me now, my DMs are open. Thank you. Okay.
Girl!
Okay, so that came from TikTok user at It's Eonce, or It's Eonce. Yeah.
You know what?
Listen,
know what?
Thoughts?
You know what? Fuck it. Because
Okay. Wow.
the same ones in power that want to hide behind their leadership roles is the same ones making these
anti-laws. Yeah.
And it's crazy to me.
It is.
Fuck that girl.
I kind of hate it. I hate that video. And let me tell you why.
You're on some outing type of stuff. But to me,
it's not even maybe it is the outing part, but it's also it is the outing part because that's deeply personal as a person that has had to go through it. However, even further, it's doing the same thing that they're doing, in my opinion. You're painting the gay lifestyle with some kind of a brush, like a broad brush of like in secrets and bad, and your point is like, it's like, ooh, well, let's expose them too. And it's just like, for what purpose would that serve to expose somebody? You're not doing to what? Demonstrate hypocrisy? They're already doing that out loud. What would be the actual purpose of doing something like this other than being messy and birdish? That is some bird shit there. That's bird type shit. And I get the whole allure of, who's gay? And it turns into this big old faggy witch hunt, but it's stupid. Who cares? I don't care who you fucking are sucking. That ain't got nothing to do with me. I do care about these laws that you are writing and that you are enacting on me. But me exposing you for your hypocrisy, it's not going, that's not going to change that. They have something called the Gay Republican Convention. Gay Republican. That in and of itself should demonstrate the biggest hypocrisy ever. Gay Republican? How are you gay and Republican? Republicans are actively working to erase you. And you talk about, yeah, we rock with them. What? Are y'all okay?
You know what? I've come to learn that people will do things that benefit them until they no longer serve them a purpose.
Okay.
I honestly do not believe that construct of what you speak of will be in existence if certain laws are passing. You are going to see so many people fighting back against this. Why? Because a lot of people are married. A lot of people have established their home life a certain way, according to the way they want to live and how they view themselves. And it's not going to go over. It's not going to go over. It's not going to fly. It's not going to fly at all. Yes, they're able to have constructs because there's nothing preventing them to do so. They can have these delusional mindsets.
Oh, the Delulu is real
right now because nothing presents them to do so. What's gonna happen when they decide to throw that wrench and bust open your whole way of living and thinking? That's when you're gonna see some real shit pop off.
It's starting to show.
I'm waiting for it.
It's starting. It's already happening.
Yep.
But no, I did not like this video. And I didn't like it because of that reason. Like,
it sounded messy.
It does. And I mean, I get where you were trying to go with it as far as exposing their hypocrisy. But then sometimes in your pursuit of whatever it is, because you talking about, oh, well, I'm going to be there to report and all this other stuff. Okay, well, that's great for you. But at the same time, you're also demonizing an already demonized community that just wants to be left the fuck alone. We don't care what y'all are doing. Like, even with that goddamn, did you see that red dress race thing? So basically the gays have this like red dress thing where they dress up in red and they run in high heels like that race. Well, I saw like social media cover. What? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Okay, so I saw social media coverage of it, and the comments and stuff. I saw, it was all kinds of black women and stuff in the comments, and just women in general, just talking about, oh well, this is horrible, and who's supposed to be the men now, and all this other stuff. And it's like, bitch, these men were never like, they're in dresses. They're at a gay pride event. Why do you all consistently want to attack a community that ain't got shit to do with you?
I gotta interrupt you. That's not what it's about. What that red dress represents, actually, it started as a charity event.
I know it's a charity event. What I'm saying is that it's an event that has nothing to do with anybody. But I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm listening.
It has nothing to do with gays. What it's about is showing solidarity with missing and murdered Indigenous women and girls.
Gotcha.
But because a particular post went viral, it spun into a gay themed conversation. This is what I saw online. There was a woman who was speaking to her husband. Apparently the husband and a couple of his friends went to New Orleans for this event.
Okay.
I don't know if this was AI or if the story was fake. I'm just telling you what I saw on Facebook.
Okay.
She posted text messages between her and her husband, and he sent pictures showing where he was at. Picture of him and two of his homeboys in the red dress.
That is the picture I saw. Okay.
The woman responded, basically telling him not to bring his slur asshole.
Mm-hmm.
And this is what made the conversation more about the man in the dress versus what the actual event is really for.
Okay.
So,
but again, what I'm saying is that these narratives continue to spin, and these kinds of things, again, already marginalized community, already demonized community, already a community that wants to be left alone. But y'all keep inserting us into your conversations. We just want to have the same rights as everybody else. That's it. We don't care about your acceptance. We don't care about whether or not you like us. We just want to be equal. That's it. We don't want you having the ability to take away our anything simply because you don't like us. But we can't have that. So, anyways. All right. Well, that was fun. Watch this with me. Up next, Real Talk. We'll be right back.
So my son's starting 6th grade, and last night he had a homework assignment that made us have an interesting but important conversation. His homework assignment was just an English paper. He wanted my help putting his thoughts together. The question was on students' names, where you got your name, what it means, yada, yada. Starts off easy. We knock it out. The last question was somewhat interesting. They asked him what he knows about the history of his last name. And there was the second part. And they asked him if there's an ancestor that he feels a connection with because of his last name. This is a totally innocent question. I just feel like the board maybe didn't have their Black students in mind when they made the question. As far as where he got our last names from, not exactly a happy story. But the homework assignment did make me realize that even though I've gone over history with him, like slavery, Reconstruction, Juneteenth, I realized that I never actually told him that we don't even have our real last names. I had to tell my son that. And his eyes got big. He goes, wait, we don't have our real last names? And I go, no, we don't. These are not actually our last names. My family's last name has roots in northern Germany. We are not German. So I had to tell my son, I said, well, son, the slave owners who owned our ancestors, they wanted to cut us off from our history. They wanted to cut us off from our family as much as they could. So they gave us their last name. So that's why we carry the name we have today. And like I said, it was an interesting conversation. Wasn't one I was prepared to have, but it needed to happen. So I am glad. This also made me go over Malcolm X with him again. We've already studied Malcolm X, but I reminded him about Malcolm X. And I go, this is why Malcolm Little changed his last name from Little to X, because he didn't know what his real last name was, and he didn't want to carry his slave master's last name. So after we had the long conversation, I even reminded him, I was like, slavery is a part of our history, but it is not our whole history. Our history is much deeper, much richer than that. And as a kid who has a Black father and a Hispanic mother, you have richness on both sides, and your history is absolutely something to be proud of. So after we had the conversation, he sat down and he wrote his answer. And his answer was, our last name comes from the family that owned our ancestors. From what we know, it has roots in Germany. And that was his answer. I don't know how his teacher will feel about it. Haven't had a chance to meet the teachers yet. But that's the truth.
Keeping it 100. It's Real Talk. On WRTR, Real Talk Radio. We keep it real.
On what the House Oversight Committee has received, we're joined now by Illinois Democratic Congressman Raja Krishnamurthy, member of that committee. All right, Congressman, what can you tell us about the files that are now in the hands of the committee?
Well, they just landed in the Oversight Committee, and they're being literally reviewed as we speak. It's a fairly large set of documents. I think that there's going to be a lot of work over the weekend, and all of us are eager to learn what's in those documents.
What is it you're looking for?
Well, basically, we want to see a number of things. We want to see, who was involved in enabling the sex trafficking ring that Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell led. Why is Donald Trump so averse to having these files disclosed? We want to know who might be among us in the public that somehow implicated that might be dangerous to others. I think there's a number of questions like that and others that are outstanding.
I wonder how long, I know you said folks are going to be working through the weekend, how long you expect this process to take?
Well, this is the first production of documents. Unfortunately, they did not produce all of them all at once as we demanded. Instead, they are kind of slow walking this a bit. And so they produced this first tranche today. I think they'll produce more over time. We will demand that they produce all of them immediately. But as you know, the White House is doing everything they can to obstruct full transparency on these files. I think that's also, by the way, why they're showing the transcript of this strange interview between Mr. Blanche and Ghislaine Maxwell. They're talking about grand jury transcripts. They're talking about everything except fully disclosing the Epstein files. And that's what we should be focused on right now.
Anything short of the full unredacted Epstein files, the administration must comply with our subpoena bylaw. So what happens if they don't? What do you do then?
Well, the interesting thing here, Alicia, is that Democrats and Republicans, at least on the Oversight Committee, are almost united in terms of their determination to get these particular files. In light of that, obviously, if the DOJ does not produce files, if they don't do what they are supposed to do legally under the subpoena, then we'd have to go to court to enforce the subpoena. And there would be a legal process associated with that. Something tells me at that point that the MAGA base would be up in arms demanding the disclosure of these files. And so this might be this one area where I think Democrats and Republicans can come together and demand accountability of this administration that's otherwise acting with impunity on every other front.
Okay, so we're back in Real Talk, and that video that you guys just listened to, that was from MSNBC. That was a clip of y'all just got to see the Lyric's face right now. All right, what is the face for, Mama? What's going on?
All I needed to hear was united. Okay.
What?
Yes, Republicans and Democrats.
No, I get that.
Release the files. Not a couple pages y'all shifted through.
Listen, well, that's
all
the
of them
thing.
shits.
Well, that's the thing. That's the question I want to pose for this week's Real Talk. So, do we believe these Epstein files or not?
Yes.
They've
always been in existence. They've been talked about even during COVID times. A lot of people have said, "Oh, it's a conspiracy theory." No, I have been.
No. I'm not saying what they mean. I'm talking about these rifled through. So okay, the way that they're releasing these files, they're not releasing the whole thing. It's not here you go and then we move on. They're releasing them in segments now. You've had these files you've had them.
I get it.
So, and you're releasing them bit by bit by bit. I can't say that I'm gonna believe what comes out.
Exactly.
How do we know that? There's all these questions on the table.
Exactly.
How do we know that you aren't redacting names? How do we know that you're not putting people? I mean, y'all. Yeah. How do we know that you're not gonna add some shit?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, y'all already have a narrative. Y'all already have a history of making up false narratives. I still ain't seen no arresting the migrants eating dogs and cat shit. So, yeah. Who's to say y'all won't make up something equally as absolutely absurd?
Listen, that's why I am so happy to hear that both parties are hell-bent on getting to the bottom of this. Let's get this truth out there. Don't be trying to, give us little samples of shit. Nah, we want the whole entree. We want the whole course meal. Release all of them shits. Like the subpoena, you're legally bound by the subpoena to do so. If you don't, let's go to court. Let's get it popping.
Yeah, but see, that's another thing. In this Trump courthouse, I mean, come on now, this is Trump court. I don't know.
Whether we agree with the decisions or not, they still legally have to release all of them. Period.
Well, here's what I wrote. I said the recent article from the Washington Post discusses the Justice Department's decision to send the first batch of files related to Jeffrey Epstein to a House committee. This move comes as part of an ongoing investigations into Epstein's extensive network of abuse and potential links to influential figures, which have raised significant concerns about accountability and justice. While the release of these files is a step toward transparency, several flaws and complications surround the situation. Firstly, the delayed release of the files raises questions about the government's commitment to addressing the Epstein case thoroughly. Many victims have waited years for justice, and the slow pace of these proceedings can be disheartening. Additionally, there's concern that some of the information might be heavily redacted, limiting the public's understanding of the full scope of Epstein's crimes and his involvement of other individuals. Moreover, the political context complicates matters further. The fact that this investigation is taking place in a highly polarized environment may lead to potential misuse of the released information for political gain rather than focusing solely on the pursuit of justice for the victims. It's a bad idea. If we're gonna release them. This whole, I'm gonna give you a little bit here, a little bit there. That's the shit that's pissing me off. That's the shit that I do not like. And I keep waiting for them to throw something absolutely absurd and ridiculous into it. And this is about to be even more of a shit show.
It's so funny how now that his name is attached to some shit. Oh, it's little by little.
He knows.
But where was the same energy for Hillary and those emails and shit like that? Who was screaming the most about her releasing those fucking emails?
Again.
Oh, okay. I'll wait.
Trump got his whole political start talking about how Obama's birth certificate was fake. You remember that? That's literally how Trump got into politics. In my opinion.
I remember that bullshit. But he's always been on bullshit. He's always going to be on bullshit. We can't expect anything less than bullshit.
Anything to get his ass out of there, but I really I don't know if I'm gonna believe what comes out. Just everything else is whitewashed. You sitting here trying to whitewash shit that we watched happen. Like, what do you mean? I don't believe it. I don't know. Anything else for you to?
I mean, not really. Not really. I just pray for America. We have a convicted felon as president.
Twice now.
This is not something I'm making up. This is a true statement that I'm saying. That is, anybody's able to Google it. Yet you have people, whether they've done the crime or not, and they've been innocent, who are felons, who can't even get a fucking regular job because of this. Can't get an apartment.
Can't get anything.
Can't go to certain countries. But we have a president of the United States who is a convicted felon. Now let that
literally doing his damnedest to misinform people. You're not even taking the truth and spinning it. You're making shit up.
Oh my gosh.
This shit show continues to get worse. Wish I could end on a happier note, but I mean, that is what it is. Any other shows coming up, Miss Lyric? I missed the one last night because, I didn't know about it and I was going out with Ticketman.
I have my gospel brunch tomorrow at Mr. Henry's in DC.
Oh, no.
Pennsylvania Avenue. Yeah. Wow. They're every
Be
month
careful.
except for last month. Yeah, I might Uber. I honestly do not want to drive my car in there.
Ooh.
I probably will Uber,
Yeah.
just because I'm gonna be very anxious, and if one of them gets behind me, even if they don't like pull me over, I'm gonna lose my shit. I just
Nah, I
rather
feel you.
just for my nerves and my anxiety, I'd rather just Uber there and then let that
I
be
feel
that.
you.
But yes, we'll be there. Other than that, I'm not sure if we have anything else coming up. I would have to check with my band about that. Um, let's see. I'm in the process of working on some new music now that I'm almost finished with school. So be on the lookout
Nice.
for that. Yeah, that's the only
Okay.
reason why I've had to take a hiatus, because really I'm really trying to focus. I'm really trying to, end this school with a bang.
Yeah, I feel you.
Literally, but because some of y'all nasty motherfuckers will
Mm-hmm.
have something to say.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, she's trying to blare bangs? No.
Okay.
No. But yep,
I,
that's my focus. So
I feel you. In my next 2 weeks, I'm getting okay. So I'm finally getting to the place where my new living space is starting to feel like mine.
yeah.
So I'm doing a little bit more unpacking, and I'm gonna work this week on working on my creative space, getting my in-home studio back up and going, so that I can work on my digital art, so that I can, have a nice sit-down place that I can, really get into this book, because it's coming along. But when I'm not writing it on my phone, like on my laptop, but then my back, because I'm old now, it'd be like, do I really want to sit like this for a very long time? So trying to get that space up and going. Some new things coming on my part too.
Okay, good. All is well.
Yep. Thank y'all again for joining us here on WRTR Real Talk Radio. Yeah, I mean, holler at us on the socials. I'm at MARCUSSMOOT. That's Marcus Smoot on TikTok and Blue Sky.
And I am on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and that's about
Yeah,
it.
everywhere.
No, I'm not everywhere, because like I said, people keep asking me when I'm going to start our OnlyFans. Bitch,
Gross.
kiss my fucking ass, because never.
What?
You disrespectful motherfuckers. I will
Do y'all listen to this show? What makes you think?
never do that.
Oh.
As much as you may want me to. No. Even though I know that, OnlyFans is not just the nasty content. Some people do have other content on there. But why would I associate myself with that when it's mostly known for pornography? No, thank you.
I'm about to get one.
That's an absolute not.
I'm gonna get one.
Maybe Marcus will,
Yeah, I'm gonna show a nipple. Word.
We'll do that, but I will not. So stop asking. Thank you.
It's all good. I won't either. But anyway. All right, y'all. We'll holler at y'all next time here on WRTR Real Talk Radio. Bye.
Bye.
WRTR Real Talk Radio.
This week's show featured talent from TikTok creators Joseph Inspiration, Aaron Parnas 1, Epistemic Crisis, Ashley the Baroness, Joy Reid Official, It's Leonce, N_my_lane TV, and MSNBC, using our platform to help amplify your voices.